I hate you. Yeah, during banter, we'll open with your cruise. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, let's go.
Here's what happened last time on Incredible Critics.
Yeah, I put the different pieces of my life together, and I realized that Frankie is on a cruise this week in the Caribbean. My parents are on a cruise this week in the Caribbean, and my grandmother is on a cruise this week in the Caribbean. Now, I know my parents and my grandmother are on two different cruises,
but one of them could be on Frankie's cruise.
But one of them could be on Frankie's, and I'm really hoping Frankie breaks out that Speedo during the belly flop contest.
Geronimo!
And my parents are watching, and all of a sudden they just look up and they're like, wait, wasn't that kid in Ben's wedding?
You'd be like, oh no. You can't unsee that.
No, you definitely can't unsee that. Nope.
We are the Incredible Critics. Incredible not because we're great, but much like Frankie and his current choice of wardrobe, our credibility should seriously be questioned.
Did you do wardrobe last week? Come on, man. You can't do the same thing 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, but now there's actual proof. Now there's actual video
proof. That was visual proof.
Listen, I am just living the cruise life. All right? This is how I am now. This is me.
Oh,
tank tops, sunglasses.
Oh, no.
Crazy drink cups.
Back by unpopular demand, Frankie Fusco.
And I'm not going to say or not say that it is possible that I put suntan lotion on your dad's back while your mom was putting suntan lotion on my back on the Lido deck of the Carnival Glory. But it might have happened. It might not. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not even mad.
They also did not recognize me because I'm 40 pounds heavier than I was in your wedding. So, like, does that guy eat the guy who was in Ben's wedding?
Also joining us, Tim Gruber.
Hey, Ben. How's it going, man?
It's going. So today we're going to be talking about what we've been watching. And then on his cruise, Frankie had some time to rewatch some movies that I loved and that he not so much. And we are going to have a showdown. We'll let Tim be the judge of who wins.
That's not fair. It's biased.
Well, who biased for who? I feel like that could go either way.
That's true. I guess it's pretty fair.
About the movies. So yeah, we'll because they were some of my favorites and some of his least favorites. So we'll get into that. But first, Frankie, how was your cruise? Tell us all about it.
It was amazing. I've never been on a cruise before, but I'm gonna go on many, many more. Like I have goals, life goals. Like I want to be a diamond member. It's 200 plus cruises, 200 plus days of cruising. I can do it. I worked out the math. As long as I take a 2-day cruise, which isn't the thing, but 2-day cruise,
you can get 3 days
for the next 10 years. I'm good, right?
There you go.
Yeah, 2 times 10. Yeah, that's 200, isn't it? So it's but anyway, no, it was a lot of fun, man. I've never been on one. I was a little hesitant, but my wife was. It's what she really wanted to do. I wanted to go to Cabo. Sit on a beach for 7 days and drink margaritas, but she wanted to go on a cruise and go to a bunch of different locations and have everything planned out for us. And it was pretty awesome. I mean, there's first off, there's a casino on board. There's a movie theater that like a big giant movie screen that overlooks the pool on the top deck and water slides, like 20 different hot tubs, all you can eat food all over the place. There was Guy's Burgers, which I had every day for first dinner. And then late dinner was in the dining room, and
second desserts.
There was unlimited ice cream 24/7.
Right.
Just ice
cream that's the best, right?
So it was second and third dessert, just like in Ecuador. So shout out to all of our Ecuador listeners. And it was a really, really good time. We stopped in St. Thomas and San Juan, which was really cool to get to kind of walk around San Juan and see everything that's going on there, and Turks and Caicos. And Half Moon Cay, which is like Carnival's private islands. But it was an awesome time. Met a lot of really cool people, and got pretty tan, soaked up the suns, showed everybody my Speedo, and about it.
Now,
Yeah.
Frankie, when are you going to tell us about your ocular retinal damage that you sustained while on the cruise?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you
Oh.
we threw the link to the video on our Facebook page. I'm not sure if we'll keep it up or not, but Frankie's wardrobe right now. At the very least, we will be taking a screenshot of this and sending
Lots of
it out later.
screenshots. So many
Yeah,
screenshots.
so many screenshots.
I don't understand what's wrong with my wife. I told you I'm living the cruise life now, guys.
It's like less than 30 degrees where you're at right now, Frankie.
It's
You're
21
like-
degrees where I am right now, but you know what? In my head, it's 89.
You are,
I was all
you
week
are
long.
Michael Scott coming back from Jamaica right now. You know that, right?
I thought about putting the bead in my hair, but I didn't have enough hair to do it.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, that definitely would have made it. Tim, how was your week?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was good. Didn't have too much snowpocalypse or anything this week, so
Nice.
that was great. It got warm again in Pennsylvania.
Right?
So that was a amazing miracle, and because now it's cold again. But we're making it through the winter months, and I had a chance to start up a game with the girls, which is it's called Blossom Tales. It's on the Nintendo Switch, and it's a unapologetic Legend of Zelda alike. that's the only way to describe it. They are straight up going for the original kind of old school Legend of Zelda on the Super Nintendo, and it's awesome. So any of our listeners that have a Nintendo Switch or that have Steam, because
you
Blossom
go.
Tales is out on Steam as well. Check it out. It's pretty fun little game.
Very cool. Let's get the show started by talking about what's on. Yeah, still not sure how I feel about that, but we're going with it for now.
Does it say something at the end? Because I don't
Yeah.
hear it.
It
I
says
don't
what's
believe it does.
on in like
No,
a
is
really
it-
low,
Is he
growly.
burping it? Is he like
I mean, kind of.
okay?
You know.
I disagree with. I heard the last 2 weeks when I was listening to the episodes, and I was not a fan.
What's on?
It's very subtle. It's
There.
it's very low key.
Gotcha.
Listen, Frankie, you can make one better.
Yeah,
feel no, free.
I
no,
would,
no,
I would
like-
appreciate that.
Listen, I'll give it up to Ben. He can make the crappiest theme music in the world and be better than mine. So
And I think I'm accomplishing that. Frankie, you have had plenty of time off to watch some movies, film, television. What have you been watching?
I have. So when most people read books on the boat as they're soaking in the sun, I just downloaded a bunch of stuff with Amazon Prime and Netflix. Upgraded my Netflix and Amazon Prime so I can do like unlimited downloads, which was pretty awesome.
Nice.
And two things I watched, actually I watched a bunch of stuff, but two things that I loved were on Amazon Prime. Goliath and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Both just won Golden Globes. Heard you guys talk a little bit about that last week.
Yes.
Best actor in a drama, which was Billy Bob Thornton for Goliath, and best actress in your what'd you guys call it? The bottom 5 best TV show or something like that. It was a
Right,
music
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
For the girl in Marvelous Maisel. Goliath, real quick, I'll talk about. It's very, very predictable. It's your typical like law, drama where the little guy's taking on the big law firm and they're doing illegal things to try to make him drop the case, and it all works out in the end and David beats Goliath. But it was really cool. The character development's pretty awesome. The storyline, the arc is awesome. So it's definitely worth a watch. Billy Bob Thornton does a great job. I mean, he's just an amazing actor, who I'm always impressed with. And then the other one, which was my absolute favorite. Also, both of these definitely not safe for work, not safe for children. Pardon me for 1 second.
And we're doing
Sorry.
it live, Frankie.
I understand. I had my
I think
drink.
you
My drink.
forgot.
My drink caused me to burp, so I had to back away. From the mic, slow down on my fun drink.
He's a classy guy, ladies and gentlemen. Frankie
But
Fusco.
no, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is absolutely amazing. It was so funny. I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and this is all about kind of one of the first women. The storyline is basically the first woman like stand-up comic, doesn't have a gimmick or a shtick. It was already, all it had to do was release the pilot, and Amazon picked it up for 2 seasons. Just won a bunch of awards at the Golden Globes. The main girl, Rachel Brosnahan, I don't really know how to say her last name, and I've never saw anything that she's been in, but she was amazing.
I think it's
She's
Brosnahan.
Sure.
And you have
Sounds
seen
right.
stuff that she's been in because she was in House of Cards.
No, I've only ever seen the first season of House of Cards.
Oh, that's yeah. I don't know if she's in the first season, but
Go
Go on.
I hated House of Cards after the first season. So, which, hey, spoiler, good thing I stopped watching it because I'm not let down by it not ending.
I mean, it's they're coming out with another season still, which I think will be
Oh, I thought
really
they weren't.
interesting. No, they
Oh.
are. They are.
Interesting.
They're
Anyway,
somehow writing him out.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna kill him off.
Anyway, really, really awesome show. It was really funny. Brief nudity for a hot second in the show, but that's about it. Besides that, it's really just kind of bad language. But it was hysterical, and I breezed through it. Like I was trying to go to sleep early one night, and I ended up just staying up and watching like 4 or 5 more episodes just so I can finish it because I didn't want to put it down. So both of those, I know you said you hadn't heard of many of the TV shows that were nominated and won awards last week. I definitely recommend those two. Go out, give them a shot if you're looking for something to binge watch and enjoy.
Very nice. Tim, what have you been watching?
Well, I already mentioned Blossom Tales, but I've been playing. I played for a few nights this week. I finally got on Just Cause 3, which is out on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and it's just a fun, crazy sandbox game. You're just kind of this renegade rebel dude running around an island and trying to help liberate it from its like dictatorship or something.
Story of my life.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's a newer it's a
I
newer
love that
game.
island
I
life.
think a year ago, maybe a little bit more. That island life, yeah, we know how much you love that, Frankie. But so I've been playing a little bit of that, which is cool. And then I've been going to the gym a lot, and so there's that. So I've been watching whatever captions is on the TV.
Oh, it's the
it's not a
worst.
bad. My wife is making fun of me. You sound like it's a bad thing. It's a painful thing. It's a good thing that's painful later. But yeah, so it's like the captions of what's on the TV while I listen to a podcast or while I listen to music or whatever.
Nice.
So that's always fun. But that's pretty much what's been on here. What about you, Ben?
I'm kind of not looking forward to describing what I've been watching. I've been working my way. The reason why, because it's so. You guys are gonna make fun of me because it's so me.
So film? Is that what you're gonna say?
Well, it's a TV series called Dark. Have either of you had a chance to watch any of Dark?
I saw part of the first episode. It was
I don't
interesting.
think I've ever heard of it.
So the reason why, I know you guys are going to give me so much crap for this. Dark is actually, it's a Netflix show, and it is actually a German show. So it's set in Germany. All of the actors and actresses are German, and it's they speak German, and then they've dubbed it into English. But the series is about the IMDb summary is a family saga with a supernatural twist set in a German town where the disappearance of 2 young children exposes the relationships among 4 families, which is kind of a really poor description for it. But
It's like a real family
yeah, no, it's
mystery.
I enjoy it. I still have to watch the last episode. It's 10 episodes on Netflix. But I've enjoyed it so far. If you can get past the fact that it's dubbed, and then also get past the fact that it was originally in German and the translators weren't script writers, and they translated it some parts too literally, so it's a little cheesy at times. It's a really interesting show. I'm curious to see where it goes from here. It's TVMA, so it's a good VidAngel watch. VidAngel is not a sponsor.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper.
But definitely check it out. It's kind of a lot of people compared it to Stranger Things. I don't like that comparison because
one's awesome and one's in German.
no, got him. No, it's. I guess you could say that, but it doesn't have any comedic relief. Like there's no Dustin character, Dusty, whatever it is. So it's kind of like a moodier Stranger Things. It's like all serious.
Yeah, you mentioned to me it's a little more like more akin to Lost.
Yeah,
there's
it's
a lot of mystery.
A lot of mystery, and it's kind of like if Stranger Things and Lost had a love child, kind of like Banky in Germany.
In Germany.
And it was just super serious, had no sense of humor. That would be dark. So if you have a chance, check out Dark. Like I said, it's a good VidAngel watch. Next, we are going to talk about two movies that are near and dear to my heart that Frankie has now had a chance to watch twice and still doesn't like it. Now, Frankie, I would like to clarify. Are you saying that you don't like these movies or that these are bad movies? Because those are two drastically different statements.
Very, very true.
Because you can dislike a movie,
right? I do
and
not
still
think
acknowledge it's a good movie.
No, I don't want to say they're bad movies because I don't think I'd put them in that category.
Okay.
I just hate these movies. It's not that I don't like. I just hate them.
It's not that they're bad, but you hate them.
But I hate them, and I do not think either of them deserve Best Picture.
Well, the first one did not win it, and the second one isn't. We haven't gotten there yet. So let's go ahead and start off.
The first one won Best Picture in the Oscars.
No, it lost to Moonlight.
No, Moonlight should have won, and then Fake won to La La Land.
Flip that, reverse it.
Are you sure?
Positive. Look it up while we listen to
Tim,
the trailer.
Can you Google this?
Two options. You either follow my rules or follow my rules. Capiche?
Thank you.
I can do it a different way.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Of course, I pick a trailer that has little to no dialogue in it, but that's okay.
The music, though. I mean, come on.
Come on, the music. The first one we want to talk about is La La Land.
You're absolutely right. It was Moonlight that one. I confused that.
Thank you. Thank you. It's like I know what I'm talking about.
Sometimes.
So I don't know, Frankie, do you want to start off by telling us what you dislike about it, or do you want me to start with saying what I do like about it?
With this one, let me start off with saying what I do like about it, or what I dislike about it.
Okay, go for it.
And what I do like. Let's start with do like, way shorter. I absolutely love Emma Stone. She is amazing in this movie. She's amazing in almost every movie. She saves the movie from being the worst movie ever, up there with like Mother and The History of Brian or whatever that crappy movie was that came out this year. She can't dance, which is fine. I understand that's part of the gimmick. It's not supposed to be a perfect musical relay, but she's great. She's quirky. Her acting's amazing. And everything about her in this movie is pretty much spot on it, and a great casting part, I think.
Okay, got it.
That's it. That's all I got for like.
Okay. All right. Dislikes, go.
Dislikes, everything else. First off, it's a crappy musical. Now here's the thing. Maybe this is why you like it so much, because you hate musicals. I heard you say it last week. That you're not a big musical fan.
I'm not a big musical fan.
I love musicals. I'm the type of guy who in my car on my Spotify has like the Wicked soundtrack and the, Book of Mormon and Hamilton. I've never even seen Hamilton. And I know all the words to the songs. That being said, I understand it's different from being a Broadway show to being a movie that's a musical.
I was going to say, those are all stage plays, which is interesting.
They're stage musicals.
Right.
It's still the same concept though, and I think that because Broadway has such a high not high standard, but they are producing such great shows that have original storylines, original plots that make, and great music writing and music playing and singing and dancing, which is another thing that's horrible about all of La La Land, is that, which we'll get to in a minute, but they can do this. So I know it's possible. And all this movie did was, one, tell another sad story about how hard it is to be an actor in Hollywood. My life's so tough. I tried to go there and make it, and I work so hard, and no one wants to cast me in anything. It's so tough. And then they make it, and it's like, oh, I worked so hard to get here where I am today. Those long days on the movie set and parties afterwards. It was so tough. And oops, sorry. And then it does, like, it's just, I hate that part. I hate movies about Hollywood, and this is why it won and was even nominated for so many awards, is because it was about, the Academy loves movies that talk about how hard it is to be in Hollywood and how hard it is to be an actor and how hard it is to make it in this industry.
Okay, but to be fair,
about the industry,
it is kind of hard.
It is. It's hard because everyone wants to do it because it's easy. It's not hard to go up and act. It's really not. It's hard to go up and do some. There are some acting roles, I will say, that are probably very difficult to get into, and you can talk about Jim Carrey and all those type of actors, but in the overall gist of it, it's not tough. It's not you're not a contractor.
Okay,
okay.
So back to the movie though.
Back to the movie. It is this. First off, I thought it was a total ripoff. I understand you're saying, everyone keeps saying, you say it, and every review you read about, oh, it's such a homage to all the old musicals. No, it's a complete ripoff. I love Singing in the Rain.
Define the difference between an homage and a ripoff.
Right. An homage is something that is. How do you define the difference between homage? How would you define the difference between homage and ripoff?
I would say that a ripoff is trying to take what somebody's done previously and claim that it's new and claim that it's your own.
Well, I think that's exactly what they did with this.
No, La La Land is like wearing its heart on its sleeve in that it loves all of those old classical musicals, and it is paying homage to them because
paying homage to it by, all right, I'd also say the homages are good. Like, these do like a horrible.
No. See, those are two different things. You can have you can have a bad homage to an old film. It's still an homage. It doesn't, whether it's good or not, it doesn't mean what it is incorrect.
I think the reason that La La Land won as many awards as it did, and what everyone was talking about when it came out, was that, oh, this is such a fresh take. It's a good look back on classic Hollywood, and this is how movies were, and this is great. And we haven't seen musicals like this in forever, and this is such an original, breath of fresh air from all these comic book movies that are making all this money and winning all these and not winning any of these awards.
Right. Yes.
And
you're making my case for me.
It's not a fresh take. All you did was take a bunch of the best movies that were ever made in the I don't even know what years, 40s, 50s, 60s, and ripped them off. And really all you did was just do this Singing in the Rain dance, which was done poorly because also, wait, hear me out. I also want to talk about a few other things. One, the casting, horrendous. Ryan Gosling was horrible. He can't sing, he can't dance. There are many actors. I understand that they did it for the chemistry between Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, which I didn't even feel was there this time as it was in Crazy Stupid Love. But there are so many other actors in Hollywood that can sing and can dance. Why did you cast these people?
Yeah, the one line I heard about it that I agree with is that John Legend shows that it's easier to take a good musician and teach him how to act than it is to take a actor and teach him how to play music. Which
right, I won't even get into all the other, because these aren't my arguments. But I knew there were. I remember reading a lot about when it came out about how it was very whitewashed and things like that, which we can, there's that issue too with it. But then on top of that, his jazz playing, oh my god, was so bad. So bad. I can't.
But he was actually playing it.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, that's a feat, right?
No.
Can you admit that that's a feat?
No.
Because he learned that much piano.
Fake it. fake it. If you're gonna get someone play actual jazz in there,
I mean, I didn't think it was bad.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible.
How-
Anyone who knows
okay.
anything, even the littlest bit about jazz music, would know that's horrendous jazz music. I wouldn't even consider myself someone who knows a lot about jazz music, and I thought it was horrible. And it was off key. It was wrong. It wasn't like
It's a piano. How is it off key? It's like, what are you talking about?
it was just stupid for someone who's the whole point of his story is he wants to open up a jazz cafe, because that's every boy's dream, going to Hollywood. And he should at least be good at it. It was just horrible casting, and it was done just because he's Ryan Gosling, and we're gonna put him in this movie because we want to make money.
Okay, that's a good reason though, because I want to make money too. So what I would say on the flip side of that is, yes, like I wholeheartedly agree with the take that it is a fresh and new look, because people don't make these movies anymore. And Damien Chazelle went after it and decided to make this movie, something that they don't do anymore. Because yes, it's paying homage to all of those old films, but nobody's trying to make those films anymore. And he did, and that's why it's fresh and it's new, because in this day and age, nobody's trying to do that. I know a lot of people didn't like Ryan Gosling's performance. I didn't think he was that bad. But fair enough. He wasn't great. I'm fine with that. I thought the soundtrack was brilliant, was great. The opening sequence was phenomenal. Another day in
sequence
sun.
was phenomenal, and in the middle was horrible. And the end was surprising.
So what I'm gonna say, because I don't want to give away any spoilers, but Damien Chazelle.
It's over a year old.
Well, but still, people may not have seen it.
Don't waste your time. Don't go see it. Go read it.
Borrow the Blu-ray from me.
Is there a book?
Well, no, I'm sure there's some kind of
Is this a book?
What I want to say is Damien Chazelle knows how to end a freaking movie. He does so. Both Whiplash and La La Land end in these 7 to 10 minute sequences where there is little to no dialogue, and yet so much,
which is what you want in a movie.
Maybe that's what you want. There's so much communicated by the performances of the actors and the way that he storyboards those sequences that it makes for a brilliant ending. That is truly, nobody else does that. Nobody else does movies like that, where your ending crescendo is completely void of dialogue. And I think that's brilliant.
So here's what you do, guys. You watch the movie, you watch the first 15 minutes, and then you stop, go do whatever else you got to do for a good hour, and then come back and watch the last 15 minutes. If you want to watch La La Land, that's what you do. And honestly, you can figure out what happened in the middle by watching the first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes, because there's really not any kind of original story. It's just that, and what really annoyed me last year the most about it, I think this is what still gets on my nerves, is that I was a huge fan of a lot of the other films that came out, and they didn't get the awards that they should have got because they lost to La La Land.
So, question, Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was the best original song of last year's Academy Awards?
I don't remember all the songs that were voted for this original song, the last Academy Awards. But what's funny is I think it's weird that you like this movie so much. In essence, where you talked a few weeks ago about how you liked movies where you had to really think, and they're not really just mindless kind of escape from reality movies, and that's really what La La Land is. Especially when you look at
so here's the songs that were up for best original song.
Is one of them in the movie Sing? Because that was a good movie.
From La La Land, Audition, The Fools Who Dream.
That
From
should have won it, in
Trolls.
my opinion.
Oh,
Can't
Trolls.
Stop the Feeling from Trolls.
Trolls. Anna Kendrick.
Also
JT.
from La La Land, another song, City of Stars from La La Land.
Which I think that won.
Oh, they picked
Also,
themselves.
The Empty Chair from Jim, the James Foles. I don't even care. How Far I'll Go from Moana.
Oh, that was a good one too.
That's a good song, though.
was a
That's
good
a good
song.
song.
I do love me some Moana.
It was City of Stars that won. Question though, Frankie, can you admit that the cinematography was outstanding?
Oh, outstanding! And both of these movies that we're going to
Because the
discuss,
Academy also
cinematography
admitted
is-
that.
is outstanding. And I when you watch the movie, you sit there and watch it and you go, "This is why Ben likes it, because the cinematography is awesome." Look
Yeah,
at these,
the
look at these
cinemat-
Dutch angles.
It's
Look at
so
these
good.
frame
Those
raises.
one-shot takes, though.
Look at these one-shot takes. Did I just see something dubbed? Was that something dubbed? No, okay, maybe it was just a mistake.
Now, Frankie, did you honest question?
Yeah.
Were both of these movies two award-winning movies that the cruise boat decided to play because they're so popular and amazing?
Most probably, but
Is that-
in my defense,
they
they
play
also
on the
played
cruise
Cars
boat
3
because of that? Cars 3 was actually really good, so
I only got to watch some of it, but it was pretty. I've
it
never
was
seen
much
any
better
of
than
Cars
Cars
movies. Oh, what
All
about
right.
Planes? Was it
Well-
better than Planes?
no. Oh yeah, it was way better than Planes. Planes was
All right. Let's move on to our next topic. If you have any input into this, feel
Yeah,
free
let us
to
know
let
if you
us
like
know.
La La Land or didn't like La La Land.
Next
Let
film
us know
that
if you're for whitewashing movies or not. Go ahead.
next film we want to discuss is Dunkirk.
The enemy tanks have stopped.
Why?
Why waste precious tanks when they can pick us off from the air like fish in a barrel?
There are 400,000 men on this beach.
That is from the trailer for Dunkirk from Christopher Nolan. Tim, you said it's award-winning. Hasn't won that many awards yet. We'll see.
well,
We'll
it's
see what
it's
happens.
received many nominations, including 8 at the 23rd Critics' Choice Awards.
Yes. Frankie, how do you want to start on this one? Do you want
Oh,
to?
sorry. The
start-
trailer put me to sleep, just like the movie. My bad.
Do you want me to say what I like about this
Wait.
film?
Yeah, let's start with you saying what you like about it, so I can wake up a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing, and this is going to be all spoiler free because Tim still hasn't seen it.
Look, people die. It's a war movie, though. So
No, it's not a war movie, but go ahead.
I mean,
It's a brilliant war film. About-
Frankie, are you going to tell us that they whitewashed this film too?
They did whitewash this film.
Oh my gosh.
Just for the record, I'm not
Sorry,
gonna,
Ben. I'm sorry.
not going to defend that argument, but yeah, go ahead.
Historically accurate.
It's not historically accurate at all. Go ahead.
So what I loved about this film, you guys already said it, cinematography is brilliant. They shot it in 70 millimeter, which anytime you can see a film in 70 millimeter, go see it in 70 millimeter because it is breathtaking. And this right from the opening scene just takes your breath away. I think that while the storyline is has very minimal dialogue, which is not typical Christopher Nolan, it still tells the story really well. And one of the ways that I heard this film described is that you don't finish watching this film, you survive this film because you're immersed in
Survive
this.
is a great adjective.
Hey, shut it. All right, I give you your time.
Go ahead,
Give me
sorry.
mine. Yeah, you should be. Because you're just in this intense battle. You're just immersed in what is going on right from the very get-go, and then you get to there's no reprieve until you get to the end. And I think that's brilliant. I think the way that they ended it was really well done, and it ends on this kind of low note that's also that kind of turns, and I think is really good. I think the choice to not show a single German soldier until the end really helped to intensify the film, because it's things that are happening off screen that are the way that they have the actors act and they're looking off screen builds the world out and the scope of the world out to be even larger than what they've actually filmed. They used all, mostly real effects. They actually, flew the planes and everything, very few graphics. Let's see what else. There was something else that I wanted to say specifically for Tim, but I can't remember what it is. And it has a member of One Direction. So,
That was for me.
yeah.
Oh, no.
no. No.
My children are too young for that. Okay.
That's good. That's good. No, I mean, and truthfully, you don't realize that he's from One Direction, and they do a great job with his character. Yeah, it's beautifully shot, beautiful film, and I thought it was fantastic. Frankie, that's how you go through something like that quickly. Now, your rebuttal.
It has no point. The story has absolutely, positively.
Tell that to the veterans of Dunkirk.
What do you mean?
Frankie?
They survived. They
There's no
got
point
off
to
of the
the
beach.
story. There's no. It's not emotionally effective. It's not a good movie. It's not funny. It's not
emotionally
boring.
effective.
It's incredibly boring. It's super boring. It is. And here's the thing. Maybe because, like I said, with La La Land, I love musicals, and you hate musicals. I don't know what your theory, what your feelings on history are, but I absolutely love history. More so European history than U.S. history.
I do
Learning
too.
about it and
I
stuff
love
like
history as well.
Okay. It's probably the most boring part of the war, the whole Dunkirk situation, and then you made a movie on it. And what I hated about it was that it just there's no. Okay, Christopher Nolan, you love him. You adore this man, and I think he's all right. I will say the cinematography, once again, amazing. Everything you said about that is 100% correct. Beautiful film to watch. I almost wish there was no dialogue at all in the film, because then at least would have made more sense. All of Christopher Nolan's films have character development. There's no character. This story is not really about anybody.
No, and that's one criticism that I understand. I've been working my way through this Aaron Sorkin screenwriting course, and one of the things that he breaks down is if your script is about a person, then it's a feature film. If it's about a setting, then it's a TV series, which actually makes a lot of sense. And this film definitely
it's about the situation.
It's about the situation and not about the characters, and that's very true.
It's not a character-driven story. That drove me absolutely nuts, especially coming from a Christopher Nolan film, who is one of the best directors and writers and creators when it comes to character development. And
I thought you thought he was just meh, Frankie.
Yeah, right.
He's one of the best at that. I think overall he's meh.
Get your story straight.
Listen, Dark Knight, great freaking movie, unbelievable. Everything else, yeah. Listen, it was just such a boring movie. It really was. There's no explanation. Typically with any movie, especially war movies, you kind of get like that, the little blurb in the beginning about what happened or how they got to where they are.
No, that's just Star Wars.
No.
Which I will count as a war movie. But
it is. There's no explanation about how the people got there, what battle happens, why
because
they're
it's
sitting on the
history.
beach
You
waiting.
don't need.
Did you ever hear Dunkirk before this movie?
No.
Okay, so you
No,
have.
I'll be honest. No.
Okay.
the veterans of Dunkirk heard of it, Frankie. Way to be insensitive again.
Apparently, the veterans of Dunkirk hated it as well. So go ahead.
That's not what I read. I read that they said it was very historically accurate, but might have been a little bit more loud than the actual battle.
I get the appeal of not seeing the enemy. I hated it. I hated not seeing a single German soldier, not seeing where any of the bombs are coming from, not seeing any. First off, the best part of this movie, oh my god, why am I blanking on his name?
Tom
Harry
Hardy.
Styles. Tom Hardy.
Flying a
Thank you.
plane.
Thank you, Tom Hardy. Best part of this movie. He's in like 4 minutes of the whole entire movie.
That's not true.
He has like a minute and a half of screen time.
Isn't a third of the movie about whatever Tom Hardy's doing?
No, he's not. He's in so little of the movie. It's ridiculous. It's mostly about this fisherman, which, by the way, there's so many stories about which when I read into like reading about Dunkirk after the movie, the first time I watched it, because I knew very little about it other than it was like meaningless. There's a lot of stories about awesome things that happened in Dunkirk, a lot of ships that saved thousands and thousands of soldiers. And instead, Christopher Nolan tells a story about this one guy who like drove his little boat and like sunk it and got another boat and it got sunk. Oh, sorry. Spoilers. Boats sink in this Dunkirk movie.
Frankie.
It's just It's bizarre. It's weird. It was boring. It's a struggle to get through this movie. In every fiber of my being, I sat through the Book of Henry. With
Oh, what?
the Book of Henry.
Oh,
Did you read that movie? Watch that
Yeah.
movie? Read that movie?
Yeah,
did not.
I read that
but-
movie.
I read
for
that movie.
sure.
Did you watch that?
Anyways,
movie?
you were getting at you sat through that movie.
I sat through that movie with less of an issue than sitting through this movie.
Oh, no, this movie is brilliant.
Absolutely horrible.
It's brilliant. Just the way that the story is crafted is just perfect. And I don't want to. I wish we could talk about it in a spoiler version because the way that it ends, I think,
Soon,
is
hopefully soon.
spectacular. We will have to have a follow up on this. Tim, you'll have to let us know what you think.
Hopefully I'll watch it soon. But you know what, Ben? Next week is about when we're going to be finding out who's been nominated for the 90th Academy Awards.
That's right. What I
All
will
I'm
say
saying is, don't go watch the movie if you're expecting a war movie because it's not. It's not Saving Private Ryan. It's not The Thin
No.
Red Line. It's not.
It's not an American war movie.
It's not. It's not a good war movie. It's just a boring.
it is
boring
not one of
film
those war movies.
But some guy
That's
was like,
correct.
"I'm gonna shoot this with my camera. I got an idea. I'm not gonna put dialogue." in it."
Wait, so one quick question. So you're saying that he's just who's a better director making films right now?
Better than Chris. There's a lot of directors out there.
I'm asking
I
you
would
to
need
name
time.
a
I would need time to
director.
come up with my top.
Okay.
No time. No time right now.
I will
do that
give
different-
you till next week to tell
Okay,
me
top
a
five
director
directors.
Oh, no.
right now who's making better films than Christopher Nolan.
Okay,
There you go. You have your assignment for next
I
week.
have my assignment for next week.
Oh man. Well, let us know what you think of both Dunkirk and La La Land. Who you think won this rousing debate? Correct answer is me. Frankie, where can people connect with us?
Guys, you can find us on Twitter at 3CriticsPod. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit the like button. You get all of our updates. Facebook.com/IncredibleCritics. Don't forget to go on iTunes. Give us a rating. Hit subscribe, and we'll love you for it.
Until next week, we're the Incredible Critics.
I'm pretty sure.
Seriously,
Frankie
I want you to
doesn't
time
like
how much
homage.
Tom Hardy's in that movie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think you just don't like homage. Period. Because I remember Christopher Nolan literally set out for this movie to be an homage to like all the old war movies.
I do dislike words that aren't pronounced